I think we have most people in now. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our high heat fakeaway and dessert workshop. This is going to be a nice, quick, simple one for you tonight. We have the beautiful Eve and Kamaine who will be presenting a dish each for you this evening, and we are going to be focusing on the high heat function with the Thermomix, but I'll let the girls explain which aspects of the functions they'll be working with tonight. So I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions along the way, please feel free to pop them in the chat and I'll be monitoring that. So please ask away. If you're thinking about the question, someone else probably is as well. So jump in and do that. And I will now hand over to Kamaine, who is going to get our first dish for this evening started.
Forgot about the unmute. Good evening, everyone. And welcome to my kitchen, which is actually my husband's office. I'm going to be making the honeycomb. So we're starting with the dessert just to give it time to get going while Eve carries on. So a few things about, so this is the sugar stages function of the high heat, but a few things about this recipe. When you scroll down, for those of you that have a Cookie Do account, you will know that there always is a recipe guide that shows you the difficulty level, so easy or medium or hard. This recipe is a medium level, and when I first saw that, it completely put me off, but I just want to reassure everybody that it actually is so simple. The hardest part is to do with getting your ingredients correct. And other than that, it's really pretty straightforward. And I really encourage everyone to try it because it is delicious. And there's so many uses for honeycomb. So I'm going to go ahead with the preparing. The first step tells you what I was about to say. And that is, it says to guarantee the success of the recipe using sugar stages, the ingredients must be measured exactly to the quantity and description given. And the recipe must be cooked immediately. So this isn't one that you can kind of, there is a part where it cooks for 22 minutes and you can kind of go off and do a few things, but you want to be very close to your machine because if you don't catch it at the right moment, it might not turn out the right way. So later on when Eve is cooking, I might just butt in and interrupt because it's very crucial that I get it spot on. Okay, so the next step is to just prepare your baking tray. Now, I have done this before in a loaf tin. So I've got quite a chunky sort of slab of honeycomb. Tonight, I'm just doing on a flat baking tray so that I can crumble it. I've also seen it done in beautiful actual honeycomb molds, which is really lovely if you're using it for gifts or something. So many different ways you can set it. Okay. So the next thing is you want to measure out 1 tablespoon of bicarb. I was told that it's best to sieve your bicarb. I don't know if it's necessary. I've always done it like that and mine has always turned out perfect. So I just continue to do it. So that's just a tablespoon. You need that to be ready to go for the step that comes later on. That's the best part. Okay, so first step is to place 300 grams of granulated sugar. So you need it to be spot on. So that's another nice thing about the TM6 is it measures in 1 gram increments. So with confectionery and sugar work, you can be very accurate as you need to be. Next is 20 grams of honey or golden syrup. So just scrape that in. Again, I need to be very accurate. Perfect. I know you can't see my screen, but I'll just read it out to you. Next is 80 grams of water. So as I said, it really is a simple recipe. It's 4 ingredients, but it's just that you need to be so accurate. And then finally, the last thing we do is put the lid on without the measuring cup. And that is pretty much it. So This is now going to cook for 22 minutes, and it's, as I mentioned, using the sugar stages. And then the next part, which is the exciting part, I will interrupt Eve for to show you the rest of that. That's the end of me for now.
Thank you. So I will say what I'm cooking tonight. I'm cooking a quick fakeaway dish. This is chicken teriyaki. And this also highlights the high heat function, where we're pretty much doing a stir fry and getting that really good caramelization on our chicken tonight. There is a TM5 variation in the notes of this recipe for anyone that has a TM5. It just won't be as sort of caramelized flavor for the browning of the chicken, but it is still great. This is a Skinny Mixes recipe. Now, you either have heard of Skinny Mixes or you haven't. And, you know, people sort of tend to fall in love with Skinny Mixes because Nicoline does healthy versions of all your favorite takeaway things, and she does low carb, and she always has options for, you know, vegetarian, soy-free, egg-free, dairy-free, gluten-free, blah, blah, blah. So this is a really simple, quick midweek dinner type thing. I will just get stuck cooking. So this is in my menu plan for the week. The first thing we're doing is just popping 10 grams of olive oil in. And then we're adding 250 grams of skinless, boneless chicken thigh fillets cut into strips. So I actually just use my kitchen scissors and just cut them into strips. And I've got about 50 grams over today. So I might not get, you know, 100%, you know, brown in there. You know, if you put too much meat in your frying pan, it's kind of the same deal. It tells us to put on our splash guard. So the TM6 splash guard is for the high heat cooking, and we just turn the selector and it will just stir fry for us. One of the great things about this recipe is you can pretty much use what you've got on hand. So I didn't have any red capsicum in my organic veggie box this week, so I just put a bit of extra beautiful sweet carrots that I got, and a little bit of extra snow peas and broccoli. You can replace the tamari with soy sauce, but if you're allergic to soy sauce, you could even use coconut aminos and things. So my household is predominantly gluten-free, dairy-free, and additive-free. So you can always, you know, message your consultant or get in touch with someone who specialises in that stuff, and they can easily help you adapt a recipe. You can actually hear that sizzling now. So, and you'll soon start to see beautiful steam smoke coming out of there. So this Skinny Mixes has a couple of collections on Cookie Do, and they give you a good taste of it, and she's got free recipes on her website. This is from the Skinny Mixes A Little Taste Of collection. She's got a little taste of Asia, a little taste of Italy, a little taste of France, etc. And it's just a really quick dish that you want to do when you feel like something a little bit naughty, but it's really additive free and refined sugar free, dairy free, gluten free, and everything. The tags for this recipe include low carb, no added sugar, stir frying, easy, time saving, nut free, creative, Asian, everyday, weeknight, 30 minutes or less, celebrity bloggers recipe for Skinny Mixes. Healthy midweek meals, low cost, egg free, nut free, gluten free, etc. So you can actually find them. Oh no, my screen's a bit. No, sorry. Well, I'll put it up there later. So those are the tags you can find in Cookie Do when you're searching. I'm going to be serving this tonight with some rice, which I made in the Thermomix earlier. I'm lucky that I've got two Thermomixes. I had two TM6s a couple of years ago. There are some great incentives, and I've also got the TM5. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I did cheat and made my rice earlier. I think Amanda can put up a link. We've actually got whole collections on the rice cooker mode for the TM6. Otherwise, if you've got a TM5, just use your TM5 automated rice recipe or your boiled rice recipe from your basic cookbook and in the guided cooking. Yep.
Click on the rice mode. So if you do have a TM6, one of the great things about the rice mode is that you can go into this rice and grain collection and you will be able to select the recipe by whichever rice you're cooking with. So if it's long grain, jasmine, basmati. So as you know, some rices have different time frames to cook. So it's really great. You can actually go in and pick the rice cooker mode recipe by the type of rice you are cooking as well.
Yeah, I did brown rice the other day and I had to refresh my memory. So I had to go in to Cookie Do and just search brown rice and it was beautiful. Yeah, it does take longer. I think the brown rice took about 35 minutes as opposed to 20 minutes if you haven't, rinced and soaked your rice and all that stuff. So that's there, just got a minute left. Did we want to do a quick poll, Amanda?
We do. So I would love to share this quick poll with everyone so we can find out what type of Thermomixes you have. So if you have any questions along the way tonight, we can make sure we can cover everyone here. So I've just popped a quick poll up, as you can see there. So we're asking what the latest model Thermomix you own is. For those of you who are lucky enough to have a few Thermomixes on your bench, you might have the 31, the 5 and the 6, just what the latest model you have is as well. Awesome. So we've got a lot of TM6 owners on tonight and a couple of TM5 owners, which is fantastic. I'm not sure if we've got a few TM31 owners as well who've got that in the background as well. But that is really great. So everyone has answered that. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions along the way, because we are obviously using the TM6, if you have any questions with regard to the TM6 versus the TM5, please pop those in the chat.
Yeah, and I should probably say I'm not in my kitchen either tonight, so I'm in the middle of a move. We're moving on Friday, so I'm in my living room because there was a spare desk, so hence the lovely decor here at the moment. Okay, so that's just fried our chicken. Now when you're taking this off, if it's done high heat, we always just do it pointed away so that the steam can go away from you there. It says to use tongs to put your in a thermoset, and that's what I forgot. I'll just grab my thermoset for 1 sec.
So one of the things I love about being a consultant, if you haven't noticed, is the flexibility of working from home and even in the middle of all of moving house. So yeah,
I've got my round thermoserver has my rice in it that I just cooked earlier. And so I'm going to be using my oval thermoserver tonight. I think you can never have enough of these. They keep food hot or cold for at least a couple of hours if you follow the instructions properly, pre-warming it, etc. If required. And depending on volume of food. So if you've only got a small amount of food in a huge thermoserver, it won't keep it as warm for, a long time there. So it's just to retain the juices in there. Love to know if people have actually made this recipe. I've heard that you can make it with beef. I haven't actually tried that. And we're using chicken thigh today. I haven't tried chicken breast either. But if you were using chicken breast, you would really have to cut the pieces a lot bigger so that it wouldn't shred or overcook and be dry. Okay, so I'm just popping that into my oval thermoserver there. And I should say for this recipe, it's only got 250 grams of meat. So for a family of 4, generally we'd have about 500 grams of meat for that. So what I find is I repeat that chicken step. So this time I put like 50 grams extra, but you can actually just go back, press back on the guided cooking, and you can just repeat the step twice. So you've still got that lovely caramelization there. Okay, so we've had to retain the juices there. It's said to use your spatula to scrape any caramelization down below. And that's quite important because we're going to put ingredients later to actually lift that and add all that flavour into our sauce there. Now, we're just going to, so I've just kept the juices in there. And you can see some of the caramelization down the bottom. Now, it says to add in 30 grams of shallots cut into slices. And I've just used onion. I've had little mini onions today. I should probably say I did prep earlier And these are actually at the mix shop at the moment. So they're the collapsible green lunchbox, the silicone ones. And when you finish with them, you can just collapse them. So I use these in my in-person demos. So we will just pop in the onion. And when it tells you to slice it for a TM6 recipe, you really have to follow the recipe because it's going to give you the best outcome for your high heat function, your caramelization there. And with the veggies that you have to prep, that's where all the time goes in this. So, you know, I'm actually going to experiment. I'll let you know the results. If you just roughly do a, 3 second speed 5 chop for something, or if you don't want it to be like a perfect looking stir fry, you can actually just, rough it. I've done that in other recipes. I haven't tried it for this one. I actually had a bit of time this afternoon to cut up my veggies. So it says 100 grams red capsicum. Like I said, didn't have any red capsicum. It's not really in season at the moment, so I'm just adding extra. Got carrot cut into matchsticks, broccoli, snow peas. So just trimmed them, just took the ends off them, and there's my beautiful matchstick ones there.
So Eve, just a question: if we keep substituting the vegetables, do they still need to keep the quantities fairly consistent?
Yeah, when you're using high heat, you do want to get that flavour coming through. So it's good. I mean, with the veggies, I find you can add a little bit more. But it has to be sort of rough quantities. 50, 100 grams isn't going to do too much. With the veggies, I've put double before in this one. It just wasn't as perfect looking at the end. But, you can really bulk up some of these veggies. And like I said, you can do a double bit of chicken as well, and it really bulks up. You can actually use this mixture in rice paper rolls. You can do beautiful rice noodles. You can cook them in your thermostat while you're doing this. So in my one-on-one demos virtually, I've been doing, using kettle mode on the TM6 for boiling water, then throwing it in a thermostat with your noodles, and they cook while you do your 20-minute stir fry. Okay, so it tells us to add our olive oil after we've added our veggies. So I'm just going to do that. And again, it just tells us to put the splash guard on. And then it's going to do 5 minutes there. So Amanda, did you want to tell us about any offers or anything at the moment? I think there's a few cool things at the moment, which I'm excited about.
One thing I love about this job, I've got children. I've said, "Oh, just give me half an hour, guys." So now they need to talk to me every 2 minutes.
Yeah, that happens. I can talk if you want. I could talk forever.
All right. So, I did want to go through some of the offers, and I'm going to pop these up so you can let us know if you'd like some more information about them. So some of the great offers that we have available at the moment. So our bread tin and silicone thermomat are wrapping up for our gift with purchase this month. However, our amazing anniversary cookbook is now available, and that is with a 2.6 litre round thermoserver. As Eve said, you can never have too many thermoservers. I think I have 6. They are solely what I serve all my meals in now. Also, you have the opportunity this month, if you were looking at upgrading or getting a second TM6 on your bench, we do have 36 months interest free. So it's only $16.83 per week until the middle of August. Or if you have any friends that have been enviously eyeing off your Thermomix and you'd like some more information to pass on to them, let us know. You have the opportunity to, as we said, earn your Thermomix. So I was lucky enough 3.5 years ago, I joined the business to earn my Thermomix and loved it so much. I stayed, and we have a number of people in our team who've actually joined to earn a second Thermomix. So if you'd like some information there, let us know. And the great news is that you are absolutely passionate about sharing the Thermomix and are interested in doing what the lovely Kamaine and Eve do. Then at the moment you can get your business kit for half price, so a total of $62.50, and that has been extended until the 25th of August. So we can send out some additional information on that for you as well. So just fill in that poll for us and let us know, and we can get that information out to you after tonight's session.
Okay, thank you. And how's the honeycomb going? It hasn't been 20 minutes yet, has it? No.
No, I'm on 9 minutes. I forgot I forgot that at the beginning it only starts counting down the time once the temperature has reached the highest heat. So it has to be at the highest temperature for 22 minutes. So there's kind of like an extra 2 minutes that were added on. But I can add in a few things about the honeycomb that I was going to save till the end, but I can mention them now. So some of the different things that you can use honeycomb for is obviously stuff like what my plan is to just kind of crumble it and add it into or on top of ice cream. You can add it into ice creams to do sort of like a what do they call it? Hokey pokey ice cream. It's also divine if it's dipped in chocolate. And of course, the Thermomix does the most beautiful, perfect tempered chocolate. So that's also really nice as to give as gifts. Or you could just eat it straight out of the jar. It's also really good. I actually ran out of honey for the recipe coincidentally and couldn't get hold of any in time, so I ran upstairs and borrowed some from my neighbor. So in return for her 20 grams of honey, I will be giving her some delicious honeycomb. So that's a fair trade.
Jane, just a quick question that's in the chat. Don't know if you can answer. How long can honeycomb be kept, and does it need to be put in the fridge?
Very good question. So the first time I made it, I think we were good then. It lasted probably about 4 days. But the key is that you have to keep it in an airtight container, because when it comes into contact with moisture, it loses its crunchiness. So it just kind of goes a bit soggy. So not in the fridge, I just kept it out on the bench in an airtight container. But it will last a couple of days. And then what else did I want to say? Can't remember now. If it comes back to me, I'll add it in.
If you like, ladies, I'll just quickly jump in and share here. Where are you up to, Eve?
I've just got 10 seconds left.
Oh, okay. Well, back to you, Eve, and then I'll pop in and show you some stuff on Cookie Doo.
Okay, it's going to be probably.
That was it.
Was that what you wanted? Okay, so it's telling us to transfer the veggies now into the bowl with the chicken. And I'll just show you how beautiful they look. So vibrant. They just look absolutely yummy. This is one of my favorite things, and I cook this probably once a week. I cook Sancho bao all the time. I cook the tacos. So to be honest, with this packing for the move, I have packed my frying pan because I realised I don't even need it. I've even did seared steak. I was inspired by Amanda's class the other night, and I tried that, just doing the steak strips and that, and it was delicious. So yeah, I'm actually really, really impressed with my ability to function without a kitchen properly, or everything put away at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in a thermoserver to keep warm while I make the teriyaki sauce now from scratch. So it's telling us to scrape the base of the bowl again. You might have seen I love these skinny spatulas as well. I find that they're really handy to have some silicone ones. So that's probably the only other accessories I really buy and tell everyone about. It's one of the main ones. It says do not clean the mixing bowl. So Skinny Mixers is known for that. They don't want you to do it. So 10 grams of fresh ginger peeled, and then 10 grams of garlic. So I've got massive Russian garlic variety grown in Australia, and I've got beautiful fresh ginger. And what we're going to do is just chop that up. So I need to put the measuring cup back in. So we just chop this.
I love the way Zoom mutes the Thermomix. We can't
hear
it.
There's a thing that's a bit high, does it? just, I mean, that just had a huge chunk of ginger in that, and that's just annihilated it in a few seconds. So that's fantastic. Wants you to scrape it down so that you can get all that garlic goodness cooking in your sauce and the ginger. And listen, if you've got fresh young ginger, you don't even really need to peel it. Maybe you can use the back of a spoon or something, but don't waste your ginger. It's so expensive. If you've got really fresh young ginger like this one, just you know, you can just scrape off the peels if you need to. Now 70 grams tamari. Now this is great gluten-free soy sauce, doesn't have any fillers in it. So 70 grams, pop it in. If you're using coconut aminos instead of tamari, I suggest you add a little salt, because the tamari's naturally got the salt in it, whereas the coconut aminos is very sweet, the coconut nectar that's just fermented. 30 grams of honey. I've got some beautiful local honey here. And if you're proper skinny mixers, you'll measure it 100%. If not, you'll sort of just put a tablespoon or so in and hope that it's the right amount. Oh, no, I'm good. There you go. This is a really nice sauce that goes really well with the rice or noodles that you serve it with. If you're doing the clean eating and low carb, you can even make cauli rice is a suggestion. I've done that before. So we've got our honey in there and 2 teaspoons gluten-free corn flour mixed with 2 teaspoons of water. So I just prepped that a little bit before. Just give it a quick stir to make sure that it's all mixed in. If you are grain-free or avoiding even, you know, minute carbs, you can leave the corn flour out. I've left it out many times and it's still delicious. Just means it's not as thick. You know, that's fine. So it's now going to cook for 3 minutes, and that's just going to make a beautiful homemade teriyaki sauce. So back to you, Amanda.
Thank you. So while that's cooking and we're waiting for the honeycomb to finish, so Kamaine may jump in here. 2 minutes, awesome. Just a really quick, I'm going to do a quick screen share because I want to show you how to find, if you want to experiment with some of these recipes, it's really quick and easy. You can actually search in Cookidoo by the function. So if you want to have a play around with high heat, you can simply go to the search bar, click high heat, and you can see it brings up all these high heat recipes. So these all use the high heat mode. So if you're wanting to brown your chicken strips or mushrooms, saute some onions, it's all there. Also with our sugar works, I shared some other sugar works recipes before. So if you type in sugar works, all these recipes here use the sugar work, not sugar works, sorry. I'm having a mental blank, Kamaine.
Sugar stages.
Sugar stages, thank you. Sugar stages. You can see all these recipes here use the sugar stages. Because something really important to know is that with sugar stages and high heat, they must be used with guided cooking. So you can have a look through here and find something similar to what you want to do if you've got a particular recipe in mind. So I'll hit stop share on that one, and I am going to just bring Kamaine up on the screen. So how's our honeycomb going there, Kamaine?
I'm on 59 seconds. I'm going to just rearrange my camera because you don't need to see me, but you do need to see what happens. So I'm just going to do a bit of shuffling quickly.
This part's a bit like a science experiment.
It is. This is the funnest part of the whole recipe. Oh, another quick tip in the last 30 seconds is so once you've scraped it all out onto your whatever tray you're using, you need to be really quick with the cleanup part. So as long as you clean the lip of the bowl so you can get your lid back on, and then to just have, I've just got a jug of water on hand, and it will do the pre-clean, which will loosen up all of that sticky sugar, like you could imagine what it would be like inside of a pot if you did it on the stove. So the wonderful Thermomix cleans itself afterwards for you. Okay, here we go. So the next step is that you want to not get it onto the blades. So when you're pouring your bicarb, you want to try and get it in the actual honey part. And then it will tell you, quickly stir with the spatula until it starts to foam. I hope you can see this. Not really. Okay, I'll show you in a minute. There we go. Oh, it's so fun. Look at that. This is the best part. So you just keep giving it a gentle twirl until it stops puffing. And then that's when you know that your bicarb is incorporated. And then you want to just pour it out into your tray or your mold. Not sure, sorry, you have to watch the back of my bowl. I'll turn it down now. Ooh. And then you just, as I mentioned, you want to scrape the lip of your bowl clean so that your lid will still close, because this starts to set really quickly. Here we go. Sorry, that's better. There we go. Do not be tempted to lick this delicious looking spoon. You will burn your mouth so badly. Okay, so we pop it in. Put in the water that you have on standby. There we go. And then you just pop your lid on, and it's going to do the pre-clean and get rid of all that sticky syrup. And then that is the end of the, oh, see, it's already, you can see how it's already taking shape and is hard. So all we do now is leave this to set. It doesn't take very long. As you can see, it is already setting, but you could probably eat this in, I'd say, an hour or two, as long as it's cooled. And that is me.
Thanks so much, Kamaine. I'm guessing you're all done over there, Eve.
Yes, I'm going to just show everyone the sauce. I wish you could smell it. I think smell-o-vision is going to be invented next. There is the most beautiful sauce, which I'm just spilling on the chair. So I'm just going to pour it in my thermoserver with the chicken and veggies that are done. And it says to finish off with some sesame seeds. I've got black sesame seeds today, just to be fancy. I've been doing a pantry clean, and I'm discovering things I didn't realise I even had in there. So black sesame seeds look and taste amazing. So I'm going to be serving that today. So you just spread it around, add your sesame seeds on top, and I'll show you guys the finished product. And I'll also maybe pop some in my bowl, because I am going to have a bit of a taste test today. It's not as vibrant looking because it doesn't have the red capsicum in it today, but it is still delicious. And you can finish it off with, garnish it with coriander is what goes best. I'm going to cheat and just put parsley from my garden just to show this one, but you know, I didn't have any coriander today. But I will bring the camera down here to see and how I'm going to serve it with the rice. So the beautiful oval thermoservers, I'll take a picture of that, and I've got my little bowl with rice in it here as well. Oh, that's a bit blurry. I haven't got the right angle, but I will take some pics and definitely make it. If you haven't made it before, you are missing out. This is like such an easy, delicious dish that everyone loves. So, you know, my 3-year-old loves it. My husband loves it. I love it. And it's actually quicker to make it than to actually order some takeaway. So, you know, you can just get the rice or, you know, noodles done in your thermoserver and just have it there. So, yeah, stir fries are delicious in the TN6.
I think as well, this dish actually, I worked out if you follow the exact settings, this dish, for me to feed my family, I do put some extra veggies and chicken in, but it costs me a total of about $11 for the entire dish, which is pretty amazing. So it is a really good Fakeaway dish, very healthy, very quick. As you saw, there's 3 steps and it's done in under 25 minutes. And then if you want to do some dessert while you're eating that, you can get the honeycomb started and add that into some vanilla ice cream or something to make your hokey pokey as well. So it's 2 really good, quick, cheap and easy dishes. So those 2 together will probably set you back $10 or $12 and you're good to go for a meal and a dessert. So before we finish up tonight, I would love to know if you would like to do your own personalised menu. So if you're interested in exploring some of the high heat functions or the SugarWorks functions, and you'd like to create your own menu, feel free to let us know. If you don't already have a consultant, we can match you up with someone. Otherwise, we can connect you with your consultant to support you with your learning journey, which is part of being a TM6 owner. So while everyone fills that poll in for me there, I would love to hear from you to find out what your favourite, for our TM6 owners, what your favourite high heat recipes are. I know for our household, if you haven't tried the TM6 San Choy Bao, please do. It is a once a week recipe for ours. It's one that I highly recommend, and it's another high heat recipe. So San Choy Bao is a popular one, and it's also another great Fakeaway dish. So do we have any other high heat or sugar recipes that anyone's tried and would recommend?
Oh, I don't know if I'm on mute or not, but I'm just writing beef tacos. You make your own.
Oh, yes. Those are good.
Yeah,
the beef tacos are amazing.
Yeah, you make your own seasoning, taco seasoning from the Eat Well book. If you've got kids or people don't like it too hot, you can omit the chili and cayenne pepper. But a batch of the Eat Well taco seasoning, you can put in a jar and it's at least 6 serves. And the tacos, it fries with the high heat, it does the onion and mince, and it's just delicious. And you can hack it for a bolognese recipe too, because it's got the onion and garlic. So you can actually add your Italian or Greek spices in, and you've got a fried bolognese type thing too. So that's
the other one that's good for Eve is the Mexican shepherd's pie. So it's got a bit of shepherd's pie with a bit of bite to it.
I haven't tried that one yet. I have to try that.
So good. So you do with that one, you do the mashed potato in the thermi, and then I use the taco mix for the mince. Jenny's also added in the beef and mushroom strog is her favourite high heat recipe. For Victoria, it's quick gyros with, they're coming in thick and fast now. Quick gyros with, I can never say this, tzatziki.
I'm Greek background, it's tzatziki.
Yes. Listen to Eve, not me. So if you would like to explore it more, again, feel free to jump on some of our future classes. I'm just popping in the comments there the link. So we do have some additional classes and workshops coming up. So feel free to join us on those. We will be keeping you busy, especially if you're stuck at home at the moment. But thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you as well to Tremaine and Eve. Yes? Just quickly, don't forget as well, I've done high heat. Do the pre-clean mode for high heat as well with that, just so you don't get any stickiness left in the bowl. And that browning should lift if you put a bit of the vinegar instead of the drop of dishwasher liquid with your pre-clean browning. And you'll find, it should just melt off after that, or stick it in the dishwasher at the end. Yeah, no, that's something I found. Definitely use the vinegar, not the dishwashing liquid. You'll get a lot of bubbles. Yes. Personal experience.
It's taken all the sticky, obviously except for the part that I missed, but this dries and you can just pick it off, but it's completely cleaned the bowl of all that sticky sugar.
And that was rock hard sugar.
Like literally it is, it's so hard, you just need to pick it off. And then the honeycomb is, you can hear like it's already hard. In the thinner areas, it's probably ready to crumble off, but in the thicker parts, it's a bit squishy still. So it does set very quickly. And I just double checked in the recipe, it says you can store it for up to a week. So I obviously didn't make the cutoff time.
Didn't last. Awesome. Thank you so much, Eve and Kameen, for sharing with us this evening, and to all our consultants and customers who joined us tonight. We look forward to seeing you at our upcoming events, and we'll send out some additional information with the links to the recipes to everyone who's attended this evening. So have a wonderful night, everyone, and we will talk to you and see you all soon.
Thanks. Bye.